So just so people are aware, pretty much the Kennedy clan has done everything to screw America over while you've put them on a pedestal. I mean, the Democrats still will, but whatever. I mean, talk about dirty. And I think they really just came in like with the intention to do that, and colluding with the church too. You would have had to see my other few videos. So let's talk about this guy again. So this guy, that's a young, very young Ted Kennedy. Yeah, the most angriest person I've ever seen in Congress. Like, I imagine he really was only happy when he was drunk, but he was an Irishman, as I've said. So Kennedy loyalist tapped as Senate replacement. So this Paul G. Kirk, as I've done 3 videos about today, yeah, talk about real loyalist, like a family friend. I mean, so this was so important because this is obviously an old picture of Kennedy, but when Ted Kennedy, but they wanted to make sure that the governor would be able to put another Democrat in that seat, just interim, because the health care vote for Obamacare was coming up. And this is the Paul G. Kirk. This is who I keep saying I'm pretty sure is, I mean, they'll never admit it. No side's going to ever admit that they're lying their asses off, okay? But again, for those that didn't see my other video, we don't know, we've never seen any pictures of Charlie Kirk's family. Now, they could come up with anything, okay? But as far as Charlie Kirk has said that his father is Robert Kirk out of Arlington Heights, which is where Charlie Kirk was raised, and that his father owned an architect company. Okay, so I found the architect company, but under the Better Business Bureau, they don't have any records, no paper of them doing anything. But they are tied back to this data construction network company in Massachusetts, which is where all the disaster takes place, where all the Catholic and the Kennedy and the Kirk crazy shit seems to stem from, because there were Republicans that were challenging the governor being allowed to appoint the seat after Ted Kennedy died. So it says here that 2009 Governor Deval Patrick was able to appoint Kirk because the state legislature passed a law that temporarily allowed for gubernatorial appointments again, specifically to fill Kennedy's seat. Until the next election. This decision was controversial as it was perceived by some as a way to ensure that a Democrat would hold the seat during a critical time for health care reform. Yes, Obamacare. The thing is, Republicans challenged this. But because of this Judge Thomas Connolly, I think that's his name. Is it O'Connell or Connolly? I don't know. Judge Thomas Connolly, he dismissed the case. Do you want to know who he's related to? Connolly is related to the Kennedy family through marriage. He is the brother-in-law of the late Senator Ted Kennedy, as Connolly's sister, Mary Connolly, was married to Edward Kennedy. So, of course, the very thing that the Republicans bring, this is how corrupt our justice system is. But the Kennedys, I keep saying it, like they put JFK up on some damn pedestal everywhere. I mean, and really it just seems like everything he did from the time he was running to then, I mean, and then Ted Kennedy, you never could get any of these Kennedys out of their seats. But literally because of Kirk and because of the Kennedys, the Kirk and the Kennedys out of Massachusetts, we got Obamacare. Because otherwise, there likely would have been a Republican in that seat, which would have thrown the whole vote out, would have thrown it off. But all they cared about was screwing America over. But it seems like the Kennedys, even though we're told how wonderful they are, they seem to me like they're always on the side of screwing America over. Really, again, if nobody, no media on the left or the right, although the Kennedy Library talks about it like they're so proud of it. I don't know what there is to be proud of. But they carry on about the airlift to America. Nobody, no podcaster, nobody ever brings it up. I mean, Glenn Beck doesn't bring it up. All these people that are supposedly Trump supporters never bring up. Is it not strange that because JFK, before he was even in the presidency, decided, yeah, let's just, the government of Kenya went to the State Department and said, we want you to pay to bring our students into your Ivy League schools. And the State Department said, well, we're not doing that. And so then they said, hey, let's go hit Kennedy up. He's going to be running for office. And he was in the Senate then. And he was like, sure, I'll pay for the first 2 flights with the Kennedy Foundation. Sure, I'll just screw over the American black people, not give them that money to go to school. But let's bring some Kenya students over here, even though it's against the State Department's advice. And then guess what happens? Well, on the second flight, lo and behold, Barack Obama's dad is on it. The very thing that then it comes all to this day. I mean, not this day today, but it comes to that point in 2009 where it's like, oh, Ted Kennedy's now dead. Okay. And he was like, a Dianne Feinstein. He was there in the Senate forever. And yet they panicked because they needed that Obamacare to get passed. So when the Republicans tried to fight that the governor cannot just appoint, it ended up before this freaking judge who was related to the Kennedys. So then, move forward and lo and behold, they pass Obamacare in the middle of the night. That's why they didn't need to read it. They knew they were all screwing America over. But they have been. That's how, do people need to understand how diabolical these people are? They're diabolical. What would it, think, I mean, I, of course, don't know the job of what a congressman does. But if I'm running for president and I'm in Congress and some foreign country comes to me and says, we want you to pay because the State Department won't, we want you to pay for our students to come to your Ivy Leagues, I would be like, well, screw that. Sorry, not happening. I'll use my family's money to pay for my American fellow brothers and sisters to go to the Ivy League schools, but I'm not flying your people in. Not trying to be mean, but if the State Department won't even do it. But no, Kennedy clan was all for it. Yeah, we'll talk about, I mean, I don't know what Irish heritage they are, really. I mean, they're certainly not about America's values, but I don't think they ever have been. I don't, and I think it goes back to the Catholic stuff, too. That's why, I mean, when has the Vatican ever not been corrupt, okay? It's a Pharisaic religion. I mean, Pharisee religion everywhere you look there, okay? I mean, yeah, the ridiculous and foolishness that no priest, bishop, cardinal, none of them, how could you possibly know Jesus' word when he literally makes fun of the Pharisees for their ridiculous hats and their outfits and trying to look like they're so important and holy? You disregard the entire Bible. So it's no wonder the world gets here. It's no wonder America gets to this place. Because when you got the Kennedys going out of their way, the entire clan, to screw America over with the Kirk family, I might add, okay? And yet Charlie Kirk, I'm sure that Paul Kirk is his dad. And then you have the Catholic religion screwing you over too. Well, damn, I mean, they really want to take a country down, don't they? Paul Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Will it ever be confirmed? Will somebody ever come out and tell the truth? No, but who is Robert Kirk? Where is he? Where is he? Why don't we ever see any pictures with Charlie Kirk and Robert Kirk? I haven't. And again, that company that he's the president of, because Charlie Kirk said his dad owns an architect company in Arlington Heights that he's the president of. Okay, found that, and it says that he's the president. But they've never done anything. But they're tied back to Boston, where Paul Kirk is from. Charlie Kirk, Paul Kirk. Charlie Kirk, Paul Kirk. I mean, you know what? I mean, I guess we're now at the stage where the media, everybody, the government, the media, everybody can just outright lie, and it's fine and get away with it. And people that are in influential positions like Charlie Kirk can just lie about who his parents are, or at least never show us who they are. This is bullshit.